Welcome, Sega fans, to the podcast where the skies are blue and the dragons shoot lasers. Yes, it's the Sega guys back for more gaming action from 30 years ago. I'm Dan the Mega Driver, and my good friend at the Largy to my Lundy is here. It's James the Sagaholic. How you doing, mate? It's great to get ready for another one of these again. How you been?
I'm very good, mate. Very good. Two pods in 3 days. That's what we like. Some respite. Talk some Sega. We got the big topic out the way on Wednesday night, and now we can sit back and relax and flick through another issue of Sega Saturn Magazine.
Yes.
Can't wait, mate.
Yes, I was going to mention it's I've got the additional pod in, but that'll be giving something away.
I didn't even know about it until you told me before we came on here.
I
so
thought I told you. Yeah,
mate, that was good though. Brilliant.
I had to, so I've changed my tyre. I've showered in between and moved stuff around. So it does look like it's brand new, but I've just given the game away now.
Well, I had this Virtua Fighter t-shirt on 3 days ago, but I can assure you it has been washed since. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I need to do something about my my Sega guys merch. Is the logos leaking a bit now.
But two years ago? Was it
Yeah.
over 2 years ago? That's scary, man. Jesus. That's crazy. Man, I want to get a couple of new ones and maybe mix up the design a bit as well, see what we can come up with.
Yeah, maybe it's time for a brand refresh.
Maybe, well, not changing the name, but maybe a new logo, a new look, a new lick of paint. Who knows? Who knows?
Redesign your logo, just like Pepsi.
Aye.
No, I love our logo, but maybe just I think we've already spoke to Jason, haven't we?
Yep.
Little freshen up.
So, we've had it for for 4 years now. We've had it, so
Three and a bit.
been a bit, aye.
22, late 2022, wasn't it? We did the first
Yeah,
Mega Drive minis.
that's right, mate. Back in the fledgling YouTube days, didn't have a clue what we were doing. Let's try some video content, mate. See what happens.
Hey, look at us.
Look
Look at us.
Who'd have thought, eh? Not me. Unfortunately, I have aged far worse than Paul Rudd in the last 3 years.
You and me both.
Mate, I look back at older pods and I go, who's that guy? It's like, that guy's got dark hair and the wrinkles. What happened to that guy? Where's he went? It's like,
Mate, I was out for a friend's birthday the other day, and we were talking about when we went away on holiday in 2010 it was, and we were talking about this game we invented called, I won't go into it too much, it's called Penis. A stupid game that we played when we were drunk. But there was a picture of two of us, and there's my mate whose birthday was is a bit of a Jim Bunny. But then they went, is that him in that picture? And they went, no, it's Driver. And I was like, when was I that skinny? I was like, no, I'm really depressed that I look like this now.
mate, that was the same. My oldest was talking about like Pompeii and Vesuvius and stuff. It's a real tangent, but all we knew to start to go into it. But like, me and my wife used to go to Sorrento every year before kids. And we kind of went into Vesuvius and Herculaneum and Pompeii, and I was telling my daughter about the story, 79 AD, and it erupted, and plenty of this, and all the kind of the history about it and whatnot. And it kind of prompted me to look in the photos from the very first holiday in 2014.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know who that skinny bastard is in these pictures, but my wife went on holiday with somebody, but I'm not sure it was me. Because it's like, who's she?
I don't recognise this man.
I know. Who are you? It's like, unreal, man.
Oh dear, but mate, we're going to go back even further than that. Further when we were young, fit men before kids ravaged our bodies, ravaged our sleep patterns and our mental health. Back into the 90s once again. Nothing. February is the month of romance, and nothing screams romance like an issue of Sega Saturn Magazine. This is issue 4, February 1996. Great CG cover with London Lagi on there. Legend of Four, Street Fighter Alpha, Panzer Dragoon, and the Time Attack competition, and a new Sonic game revealed, which is a little bit misleading. I think it might give people the wrong impression.
Aye, definitely. I think they're kind of at it a wee bit in hindsight. Maybe they thought it was going to happen at the time,
Yeah,
like many other things, you know. Um, every reason to believe that that particular game would probably come across to Saturn, but unfortunately
yeah.
not.
Yes, indeed. And hopefully, following the feedback and the comments and the live chat, we've expanded the viewing window for the magazine now, whereas we'll just be tiny little heads. Hopefully you'll be able to read the mag. You probably won't be able to read our names though, but that's okay. You know who we are. And we've got a huge ad here for the RAF Tornado, so we'll skip over that. Where it proudly proclaims that 1996 is the year of the Dragon. I mean, there was so much that happened that year, mate. I know Panzer Dragoon II, probably one of my favorite games to release that year. But God, I mean, just pausing for a second, mate. There's an awful lot Saturn-wise that comes out this year that's just absolutely top drawer stuff, I think. And that's part of the excitement about reading through these, is just seeing this all unfold in that way. It's seeing the Saturn's library grow in some of the games, and we see some early previews of some of the big hitters here. But 96 is such a fantastic year for Saturn hardware, and I'm looking forward to getting through it. And yeah, I'm sure you feel the same.
That's it, mate. It's like thinking back to that time, it was like the excitement was tangible. You know, it was like you had this cutting edge Sega machine, and like at no point, even though you'd had the kind of, as we spoke about in the earlier issues, you had the kind of whiff of like maybe there was still a wee bit of, you know, they were trying to convince people that everything's fine. Even at that point, it was still
Hmm.
fighting the fires at that time. But no, at this point, you're still there's no sign of any kind of major troubles ahead. Everything's exciting. You know, we're talking about the showcases that are listed here. You know, it's some absolute massive big hitters that are mentioned in there as well. As you said, Panzer Dragoon's Vi being the cover story, being the main feature. I mean, much like with the Virtua Cop games, I prefer one, you prefer two.
Yeah,
Same with the Panzer Dragoon games, I prefer one, you prefer two. It's
indeed.
but Zvi's a phenomenal game. And as I said, I think whenever we had a little peek at it in last month's issue, they kind of very limited number of screenshots. I jokingly said that the screenshots in here look better than the remake. I understand
Yeah.
by that, zooming in on them.
Yes. Indeed, mate. Yeah, talking about in the showcases, they do mention X-Men: Children of the Atom, but they're featuring Darkstalkers and Street Fighter Alpha, which
Mm-hmm.
is interesting. Is it me? We haven't seen much of Children of the Atom yet, and I'm pretty sure the release is imminent. But because that's another big game when that lands, another,
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously an arcade game. It did come to the PlayStation 1 eventually, but it's very much famous for being an amazing Sega Saturn port. So it'd be cool to see that one pop up eventually. And yes, of course, the cover story is Lagi. But this was interesting, mate, as we get to the editorial in the Saturn news. So straight to the top of the class. By the time you read this, Sega's big three will have all been in the shops for a few weeks. We're finally starting to see the PlayStation bias turn from both a consumer and retail point of view. Okay. Virtua Cop and Virtua Fighter 2 went straight to the top of the gaming charts, and Sega Rally wasn't out in the shops by the time we went to press. And it's been a long time since Sega generated this sort of excitement about their products. But what happens next? And yeah, I suppose that is the big thing. I think it's things like the reboot, the rebranding of Sega Magazine into Sega Saturn Magazine, and each cover from that point has featured one of the big three. You had Pi VS2 issue 1. You had James Cool Smarty on issue from Virtua Cop on issue 2, Sega Rally on issue 3, and now that all three games have been reviewed and are out, it really does feel like, okay, what's next? You can't churn out 8-page features on them forever now. And I know they
Exactly.
try.
Yeah, they
That's what I'm
do.
saying.
And you'll see as we go through the mag, they do.
But it does feel like, okay, we've done that now. What's next? And we've both talked about the big three. We've done some great videos and content on the VHS that they've released
Mm.
on Big Three as a whole. Um, but yeah, now that in terms of this story as we go through the Saturn's life, that's gone. It kind of is what's next. And I think it's kind of fortunate we jump straight into Panzer's Vi with this. But I can't help but think, mate, this doesn't kind of tally with our experience because I don't remember them going to the top of the charts. And the treatment, as you say, of Virtua Cop came out and it was on the bottom shelf in
Mm.
WH Smith, or the PlayStation stuff was paraded above. Doesn't quite tally with this view of its success, or the change of bias.
No, and I certainly didn't feel any kind of change in bias in retail whenever it came to like Comet or Game Zone, stuff like that. Any stores that myself and Sam went to, it still felt as if there was that bias there. Talk about the excitement again. I don't remember there being much excitement in terms of general public or at school, around the big three. I think the
Mhm,
excitement for the big three had been generated within the Saturn ownership,
mhm.
mainly because of the bootleg sampler, because of the VHS it was giving away in issue one. If you were already in that kind of Sega mindset, like if you were a Sega magazine subscriber, you were getting these Sega Saturn magazine issues, so you were automatically being fed that. So that kind of readership, that fandom, would have probably been really excited for it. But again, I said at school, nobody was talking about any of those three
Yeah.
games. The excitement, people were starting to kind of lean, towards PlayStation at this point heavily.
Mhm,
You were hearing about Friends because we're into February '96 now. Um, like Friends were already kind of a few months into it, maybe got them for Christmas. You know what I mean?
mhm.
'95. So the excitement was there for that. But I don't ever remember like gaming charts. I mean, when did you ever? That was never something I looked for, mate. Was like charts. All I ever seen them in like magazines, like multi-format magazines. Like, did Edge have them at one point?
They
The
would have been in
multi-format.
CMVG. I remember the
Aye,
place I saw them the most would have been Digitizer at the time on
aye,
Teletext.
aye,
So as it was flicking through,
aye,
one page would be the charts. It would flick through the
aye.
charts and then other gaming news and stuff. So I'd see it there, but I don't remember. And I used to read Digitizer religiously.
Oh,
I'm
aye, mate,
talking
same.
like every morning,
Yep.
and I don't remember
It
these
was a
things being
ritual,
top.
wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And
It
then
was.
you'd get angry at the Saturn slander and like go to school raging.
That's, I can't imagine you were. I can't. I don't know why you stuck with it because I slagged off the Amiga as well. They were always slagging off the Amiga.
Aye,
It's just
mate.
like I used to
It's
think, why do you hate the Amiga so much? Well, I say
it's
they. It was obviously
Mr.
just Mr.
Biffle,
Biffo.
wasn't it? Aye.
Yeah,
That's it. Because like they started off quite positive for the Saturn, like the Virtua Fighter reviews and even they stuck up for Daytona,
they
as I
did.
showed
Yeah,
in the Daytona video that I did. But like, mate, after PlayStation hit, they just went completely anti Saturn. It was like
yeah.
every story about the Saturn, like reviews were crap, the news was crap. You're like raging. It's like it was a ritual,
Yeah.
mate. Going through that, like used to have like even like moving through the years, like you would still check it. Like, with a like, big breakfast would be on, you'd be checking Digitizer. You know what I
Oh
mean?
god, yeah. That's the thing with these, mate. They are time capsules, aren't they? It's like, we're on the first editorial page and it's unlocking all these memories, digitize a big breakfast.
You know what I mean? What a time to be alive, mate.
I
Honestly,
know. Don't be sad that it's gone. Be happy you lived it.
that's
Absolutely.
it, mate. Might be old, but we've seen some good shit.
They do talk about home conversions of Fighting Vipers, Manx TT, Virtual On, and Virtua Cop 2, which, interestingly, as we were talking last time, Manx TT would be a long time until that actually came home on the
Mhm.
Sega Saturn. Virtual On, Virtua Cop 2, at least in Japan, come over this year. Third party support, X-Men, Alien Trilogy, Marvel Superheroes, that's 97. Magic Carpet, which is pants. Street Fighter Alpha, Darkstalkers 2. And they talk
The
about Panzer
list is
Dragoon.
endless, they say, with an excited exclamation mark.
They do, yes. Talking about Panzer Dragoon 2, which we'll get onto later, which looks at 20% complete and already looking absolutely amazing. Which I agree, it looks stunning, but you can still tell it's an early game. But still driving the positivity on here, which is good to see. Very bullish. But yeah, I can't help but feel like it's a little bit out of step with what is actually going on in retail.
Mm.
Um, because that didn't mirror your experience, and I don't it didn't mirror mine either.
No,
But don't worry, because Sonic the Hedgehog is back.
apparently.
Put away those suicide notes and tell the Queen to stop blubbing. Sonic is back. This irrefutable proof comes in the shape of a new coin-op that AM2 have started work on. But its surprising thing is that it's a beat 'em up. So Sonic's back, but Sonic never really went away. He's we had a Sonic game in two Sonic games in '94. I'm sure he would have had something in '95. At least when was Triple Trouble? Maybe '94. But yeah, interesting. I mean, this was exciting because seeing him, rendered that way. I mean, it's a brilliant character model. I've always loved this one.
Yeah.
The Green Hill stage, or is it the South? It's the South Island stage in the gate in this game looks brilliant. But initially, mate, I'm pretty sure that this just started out as a Fighting Vipers mod, didn't it? I mean, there's a Hidden Tails model in Fighting Vipers, and
Is there?
there's I'm pretty sure I'm sure there is. I'm going to have to double check that now, but I'm pretty sure that Tails is in there in some form in Fighting Vipers, and it's just like, oh yeah, well, might as well add Sonic, and I think that's where the idea came from.
That's crazy. I mean, you can see the influence though, like the kind of the stages, the way the kind of the rings that they fight in. You know what I mean? Obviously, but it's interesting that they say here the coin op is due for release in the summer with a Saturn release a few months after that. Now, how much of that I'm going to wager they were just expecting it.
Yeah, they
Like
were.
I don't think they've been told by anybody at Sega that it's coming. They were doing what we did. They basically seen a new arcade like game by Sega and went, "That'll be on Saturn." It's like,
Yeah. No, I think now it's got to be. It's Sonic. It's made by AM2. All of AM2's games are coming to the Sega Saturn. I see it 100%. Yes, Sonic and Tails are both in Fighting Vipers. They're both hidden in the game. Blah 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 blah.
wow.
They both have a nameplate, separate graphics. I can't remember how you access them, but yeah, it says it's a very well-known piece of trivia. For some reason, I only had a hazy memory of it, but yeah,
Hmm?
that's where it comes from. And they basically are those character models, mate. Little bit refined in the updated version, but yeah. So it's the only thing that's really new is the staging here and the fact that they said that they're working on a full game, but the models are kind of just refinements of what was in Fighting
Hmm.
Vipers.
So
Um,
we didn't get that, but we got Virtua Fighter Kids.
yeah,
Also,
go
Virtua Fighter
figure.
Kids is an STV game, but still, you know, totally unnecessary. Interesting here as well, mate. It says Saturn Sonic 2. And it's TOO, not 2, but the Saturn Sonic project has also been undertaken with Mr. Oshima heading the development team. The final game will be released under the name Team Sonic and could be based around the original game, but with souped up graphics and a 3D perspective. Mr. Oshima commented, "We hope to surprise you again. As with the first Sonic, we feel it will be effective, so you can look forward to something good." That's clearly a hint, I think, at the Project Sonic and
Yes.
the 3D Sonic world. You know, that must be what that is. So was the idea that the 3D Sonic world was going to be a game? Were they wanting to make that into an actual game and then decided it was maybe too big an undertaking or too much? They couldn't get the speed up, for an actual game. I don't know, but yep, Project Sonic was a real thing. But it's interesting to see that seems to be the kind of the initial seeds of it at that point.
Yes, I've got my own interpretation of this. The way that I'm reading this, and obviously, I think you're planning to cover this, all aren't you? Kind of following up your brilliant Sonic R video with the project, which was part of Project Sonic.
Yep.
Um, the way that they say the final game will be released under the name Team Sonic and could be based on around the original game, but with souped up graphics and a 3D perspective. Well, the original games in Sonic Jam were coded from the ground up, and then the 3D world was added in. So I get the feeling it's kind of like this is the seeds of Sonic Jam, you know. Because I was thinking I've got Sonic Jam on the brain lately because with the Sonic Mania port to the Dreamcast, I'm thinking you can't just port Sonic Mania to the Saturn. You'd have to build it from the ground up. But could you kind of, because the games aren't emulated on the Saturn, they're built from the ground up. Could you
Mm.
take the engine from Sonic Jam, if you could hack into that, move the assets around? Because there's various different versions in Sonic Jam. You've got like the arranged normal mode, original mode, and you've got easy mode, which chop and change the levels all up. So really, I think, could you chop it up so that you get, Green Hill, then Chemical Plant, then Flying Battery, maybe change some of the zones and stuff? I don't know. It'd be like an enormous amount of work, but that's why I've been thinking about Sonic Jam. But that's a bit of a tangent anyway. But I
I
don't know.
mean, I'll be thinking about Sonic Jam as well, mate, because next time Tom does a Japan order, I've got a copy of Sonic Jam and put into it. I need to pick up that flyer as well. The Project Sonic Jam flyer.
Yeah,
Do love my
absolutely.
Japanese flyers, mate. Honestly, they're absolutely superb. But I want to kind of feature them in the video as well. So, aye, once I finish the video I'm on just now, I've got two other ones to finish, and then I'll move on to Project Sonic, and then it'll be baby time.
Yes, it will. From one baby to another baby. Sega Rally. UK gets the best rally conversion, and this is something I've always loved. That we did get that full and final version of Sega Rally. Just confirming there that obviously in the US, unfortunately, that version was a 98% complete version. Does it mention that on here that it's 98% complete? I just think it
Coming
just says
through
it's
it. It just basically has comparison shots between the US and the UK
yeah,
version. Also, the kind of the big ones being the mountain on the hairpin on Forest.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's a slightly different, say slightly different decoration on the cut on the Celica. But yeah, the big one there, right there, is that there's an entire mountain missing in the US version.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that Sega Rally port. The PAL conversion is just one of the best. That's how I was playing it the other day. Just one of the ones where I popped the disc in and was just kind of reliving it as I would back then. Turn the Saturn into 50 hertz mode and was enjoying it as I did 30 years ago nearly. Um, but yeah, it's
crazy.
full screen with more. Obviously, the cars still look a little kind of squashed on the Saturn version. The PAL obviously having more vertical lines in its
Aye,
resolution, so you actually see more of the screen, top and bottom, in the PAL conversion. But it's phenomenal. Even though on the back of the box is always a little bit misleading in my opinion because it says a rock solid 30 frames per second. Not on a PAL system, it's not.
but aye, the Sega's first party, optimization of Saturn was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Even like Daytona didn't have the full screen, but it was still sped up to feel as fast as the
yeah,
NTSC versions. But like Virtua Cop, Sega Rally, Virtua Fighter 2, Fighting Vipers, Last Bronx, Virtual On, all these first party games were just like, I know the Dreamcast ushered in true 60 hertz PAL gaming with the 60 hertz options in the games,
yeah,
but Sega did a really good job with their Saturn first party stuff. A really good job with that PAL optimization. You never felt like you were playing a slower game. It's really,
yeah,
really clever how they done it. Essentially they artificially sped the game up. And all intents and purposes have just sped the game up to
yeah,
make it feel as fast. But aye, brilliant that they actually took the
yeah,
time to do that. They could just have been lazy and just have went, all right, okay, just port it over as usual. Like we've seen it with Sonic. You play Sonic in 50 hertz. It's like the music's like,
yeah,
obviously, I think the music wouldn't have been slow on the Saturn because it's coming off a CD, so it'd have been different. But you get what I mean. It's like it's still got borders. It
yeah.
still runs a wee bit slower. It's but no, the Saturn's first party output in terms of PAL optimization was phenomenal.
Yeah, they were top drawer all the way up until kind of the end. But House of the Dead is the last one that's still really well optimized. But then they stopped it for they didn't Burning Rangers, Panzer Saga, Deep Fear, and Shining Force 3 aren't very well optimized. I don't think they optimized them at all.
I just get them out
Obviously,
the door.
Yeah, obviously because of the end of life. But you look at Tekken 3 on PlayStation that year is absolutely horrendous, really slow compared to the NTSC version, massive borders, and you just think it's just no justice. There's such a lack of effort there.
Thing is, mate, well, I really enjoyed Tekken 3 on PS1. I didn't
Oh
even
yeah,
think
don't get me
I didn't
wrong.
I didn't
I
remember it being that slow. I mean, I remember like really enjoying it, but I bet if I went back and played it now, it would be like, ooh,
Yeah, if you play the
like,
if you play the MTSC version and go back to the PS1 PAL version, it's
aye.
takes some adjustment.
Still waiting on that. Was it waiting on? Is it the M station? When's that ever going to appear? The plug and play Fenrir version of the X station.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it does appear sometime in the next year or so, and get reacquainted with the PS1 again. A wee OD in there.
yeah. There's PS1 games that I want to play, and you can't really do it on free McBoot, which is a pain.
Aye, annoying.
It is. Last little box out on this page is just to review Suzuki Oshima and Mr. Yuji Naka on here. Just talking about it doesn't really tell us much. Just talking about the visuals and the characters they're going to add. Three legends there really, but yeah, it doesn't tell us an awful lot. So
The
it's just one of
legends
the.
in their youth, mate. Look at them.
I know. Look at them
Look
in
at
the
the
prime of life.
youthful exuberance. Look at Mr. Oshima, man. He looks like he's just out of school.
No, no. I know.
Jeez, probably was.
Yeah, there they are. Snap's probably in the midst of making some of our favorite games of all time there.
That's that, mate. Look at you, Suzuki, man. What a boss.
I know.
What a boss, man.
Legend. All right. Next page, we've got Bug 2. So that's been announced. Don't think there was any much surprise because the first one was a bit of it was a success for the Sega Saturn. I'm not the biggest fan of Bug, and I think Bug 2 is even worse, unfortunately. I mean, well, obviously there'll be more details as we get through it. But yeah, I don't know what you think of Bug 2, mate.
It's no one I've put a lot of time into, mate. Like the first game, I've dabbled in it, but didn't enjoy it enough to make me want to play Bug 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got it on the Fenrir, but it's no one that I've put too much time into, mate.
Yeah. And Virtua Fighter 3 update there. Red hot on the Virtua Fighter 3 news as of, previous issues. 30% complete apparently, but there's no screenshots. They're going to blow their load when they see it.
Should be unveiled to the Japanese press within the next month. This is arcade version I'm talking about. It was revealed that in Virtua Fighter 3, the stories for each character will be altered a great deal, and Dural may appear in a completely different form. The tournament will possibly be set some years later than Virtua Fighter and Virtua Fighter 2, although some of the characters will have been saved. More next month. Everything there is shite.
Yeah. Nonsense.
It didn't happen. We made that one up. No fabrication.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you want to call out on this page, mate. There's a competition for some Virtua Fighter figurines, I think. There's something about the Guardian Heroes news or lack of, and just a response to one of their competitions and how someone's got a decent, really good time on the expert track on Daytona. But yeah, I don't think there's too much else.
Nothing else on there, mate.
But some interesting news on here. So we've got the Sega Saturn. This is the Navi, isn't it? So this is the the satellite navigation module for the for the Saturn. Rare as hen's teeth. This one, I think this was one that Sega Lord X didn't have and kind of laments not getting when it was, say, affordable. I think they've always been really expensive, but they're like cubics. Well, I say cubics. What are we talking about? Diamonds or world's largest diamond or something like this. You can't get them for love nor money now.
Let's be honest. Right? Who's setting a Saturn up in their car as a navigation system? Let's be honest. Like it's basically a Navi high Saturn. This is a smaller Saturn right, that doesn't look much smaller. Look at the controller
No,
beside it.
no.
It looks a bit like kind of thinner, but it doesn't look a lot smaller. It's like it says on it, no plans for a UK release, but then that's not surprising, really, is it?
Yeah, you see, I would get one.
Oh
I'd
man.
put one in my. I mean, the maps would be like 30 years out of date.
No, mate, you'd get one, set it on your dash and do what Mel did with his multi-mega and send it flying out the window.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Must be a way to secure it. But it's brilliant that it's a thing that exists. Virtua Def. So apparently this is interesting. We didn't hear much more about this at the time, given how much video games were under the cosh for violence. But someone who was a big fan of Virtua Cop murdered, shot his wife, the voice lawyer, dead, and injured a policeman. So pretty terrible stuff there.
Apparently, he
Um,
was a regular at a Boston arcade club and was a big fan of Virtua Cop. Police found hundreds of arcade tokens in his car as proof of the fact that he was addicted to the game. They claim that his game playing expertise had much to do with his formidable aim. Criminologist James Fox, commenting on the problem of desensitization, said shooting people can become very similar to shooting objects in a game. Oh dear, in the desperate struggle to apportion blame, it looks like the fundamentals are yet again likely to be lost beneath a welter of high moralizing and apocalyptic finger pointing. There was a period of time where literally like video games was like to blame for everything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it changed to Marilyn Manson. It was his fault for everything.
Yeah, I still try and blame video games for everything.
Oh,
It still happens today. Yeah, it's saying as for Sega, how does the saying go? Any publicity is big publicity. It's a bit dark. I'm sorry, yes, it's
I don't know. I'm not quite sure that's that. I mean, it's under news. I mean, I'm trying to think how the hell they found that story.
Yeah,
Like, it's not as if it was as easy just to stick Virtua Cop into Google and get like Wikipedia and Sega Retro and all
no,
these
I know.
archives up. How have they found that out? That's crazy. But I mean, the story below it, manga hits CD. I mean, look at those manga classics on video CD, mate. Akira's on there.
Kira's Ninja Scroll and Street Fighter the movie. Mate, if I had a video CD card in my Saturn back then, I was watching Akira and Street Fighter 2, that would have been the coolest shit ever.
I know.
Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, is an absolute favorite of mine. Not sure if the video would have gone out by the time, no, it would have done by the time that this podcast is out. It might
Mm.
be, it might have hopefully been out for a little while then. So I do obviously talk about the movie in that, obviously the movie, the game, interactive movie.
Like, how are we framing this one?
Yeah. And Akira, I think that would have been the original dub because it got redubbed by Streamline some years
Oh,
later, and
right,
that's the
okay.
DVD version I've got. But God, what great films, man! Oh, I absolutely loved it. Have you seen both of them?
Oh, aye. The ending of Akira just messed me up. Like seeing that, it's just like I had no nightmares, but like just like it made me just you just thought about it for like weeks. You're like that. Like what the fuck did I just watch, man? Like it was like it was going on here, man. It's like
It was one of those when I first watched it. I watched it kind of. I didn't watch it until kind of got it on DVD, so sometime later. And I watched it, and after the credits were rolling, I was just lying. I was watching it lying in my bed, like eyes wide open, like what was that?
aye.
I love it though. It's I've watched it
Oh,
so many times since.
it's amazing, but I mean, that and kind of like Fist of the North Star are the kind of two mangas that I kind of instantly think of in the 90s. I always just laugh like Fist of the North Star whenever they started punching dead fast. Dee, 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 dee,
Yeah,
dee, dee, dee. Then you look punched like a kind of like a hole in, and they would just straight through.
yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah.
amazing, man.
It was, yeah, what a time. Early anime, and it was very much like teen orientated, wasn't it?
Oh,
You know,
aye.
before the days of Pokemon, where it all become a lot more mainstream and acceptable to young kids. It was always edgy stuff. You had because manga were obviously the publisher. When we say manga, they're the publisher who published the animes in the UK, rather than an actual manga as in the visual novels in Japan. But
Yeah.
yeah, they had Manga Mania on Sci-Fi Channel. I remember that. They had Berserk on there, Fist of the North Star, some brilliant stuff on there. Yeah, that would have been the cool. I'd have loved to have seen Akira and playing it on the Saturn. Yes, even though I'd have had to switch discs halfway through.
The price you have to pay, mate, for being cutting
Indeed.
edge. Bleeding edge,
Indeed.
mate, that's it.
Okay. I think the last thing is this time to acquire. I'm not sure what that's about. It's nothing interesting, is it? Just asking.
There seems to be another reference to the boy Jonathan in the way that he played that Daytona.
Right.
Right, it is. Look, mate, you've mentioned it the last page. Stop trying to take up more space in the page. What you doing? It's, I mean, next page we've got release dates coming up. February,
Yes.
X-Men Children of the Atom, Wing Arms, Siberia, Toshin Space, Den, S. Johnny
That's
Boots.
got very confused there, because it's either Toshinden in the West, all one word, or Toshinden in Japan. They've done half of both there.
Aye. Johnny Bazooka Tour World Cup Golf, Virtua Golf, F1 Live Information, Mystaria, Galactic Attack. That's later section. True Pinball, March, Baku Baku Animal, D, Casper the Friendly Ghost, Guardian Heroes, Darius, and NFL Quarterback Club.
It's a
So
solid
some
lineup.
solid lineup, mate. There's plenty of good stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah, few clunkers in there which are actually reviewed in this issue, but on the whole, X-Men, Wing Arms is solid. F1 Live Information, solid. Mystaria, Galactic Attack, brilliant. Baku Baku, D, Guardian Heroes, Darius Gaiden, all good stuff, mate. Little update on Story of 4 here. Not an awful lot more to be added about this. And Gibokkers, I've only played this briefly. It's a strange game. It feels
Couple of nice
clunky and awkward to me.
Japanese Saturns there with link up cables.
Yes.
Looks like one's nice and silver, one looks slightly yellowed already.
Yes. They look like the prototype ones as well, didn't they?
Aye, possibly. I mean, as I've zoomed in it, I think they might be retail ones. No, they're retail ones, mate.
Are they? They look a little
Yeah,
whiter than.
mate. That's how grey the original Saturn was. Like, just because ours are like tinged, tinged. But, and then the kind of last story on there, you've got to CD or not to CD. After the phenomenal response we had to our cover mounted CD in the January issue, many have asked if this will be a regular feature. The answer is yes, although it doesn't mean every month. We intend to release a CD of the same standard as our last every 3 months or thereabouts. It means that you're not paying an extortionate price every month. An extortionate price. It was less than a fiver. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
They don't want to have demos that might be decidedly shabby. Make no mistake, though, when we have a CD on the cover, we mean business. So expect to see a collection of playable demos from the very best and very latest releases. And then it's got a kind of Paul Bearer impression to finish. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Sega Saturn Magazine.
My Undertaker will bring the Saturn demo disc.
Oh, mate. Are you grabbing your balls doing or something to hit the notes? Jeez, man. Oh. Of course, they're alluding to the future Sega Flash volumes.
Yes. And also taking a swipe at the PlayStation, official PlayStation magazine demos, and the Drek they used to flood them as well.
Mate,
They obviously had one every month. But is it every 3 months? I'm trying to figure out in my head. They had 7 Sega Flashes, didn't they?
And we're on
Bootleg sampler.
on issue 4. So it's 30, with 30 issues. So that's what 34 left. So,
So you got so in it would be 12. So
roughly.
you'd be roughly 12, 11 or 12. You got bootleg sampler, and then you got 7 Sega flashes, which is 8. Nights into Christmas Nights, Panzer Dragoon.
Aye.
So not far from it.
Not far from it, mate. Aye. Well, think about that. It's up to 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
So every 3 months, that's what 30. So 30 months. So you're at issue 4 already. So aye, they're thereabouts, aye.
Yeah. Announcing Bomberman on here. Bomberman, the cult classic character, is due to make his debut on the Saturn. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Bomberman series, he's predominantly appeared on Nintendo consoles. Nintendo consoles in the West is mostly a PC Engine character. It involves solving puzzles at furious speed and destroying enemies out to fortune. How do you do this? By detonating the whole range of bombs, of course. Expect more news. So obviously Saturn Bomberman, another icon on the Sega Saturn. The best Bomberman ever made, bar none. So it's good to see that. Ad for theme park, mate. And then we're on to the in development. Magic carpet. Did we touch on this one in the last? You going?
We did, mate, and it's pish. So
yeah, just never got the appeal on this one, and I've got the Saturn version behind me, so I've got the Japanese version. It's just, I don't think it's well suited to the Saturn. It's frame rate is very juddery, very rough, and yeah, that picture in the top right just kind of sums up what I see. I don't know if they think that's impressive, but I think it looks ugly. I mean, I guess it's impressive in how many little explosions are on there, but yeah, it just looks rough to me, mate. And I think the frame rate's pretty poor, and I just find it a little bit of a mess.
That's never impressed me at all. Magic Carpet didn't. It was a bit of hype about it as well, wasn't there? Because
yeah.
It's a PC game to begin with.
From memory, I've not played it on a PC for a long time, but it was pretty solid on PC. And obviously the huge, like, kind of levels where you're flying around all over was pretty well received at the time. But I don't think it ported well to the Saturn. It's the same engine as High Octane, which I'm really not a fan of. So yeah, I think there was a lot of hype about it because it was Bullfrog, and they're kind of riding high on their track record at that time. But I think this wasn't a good one for me. World War II. So this one, mate. This is a I can't remember what this is called now, and this is another one I've actually got, and it's tucked behind. But this is the military strategy game on the Saturn. Is it World War Advance? I think.
Never heard of it, mate.
Let's have a look. Advanced World War.
It's got the World War II Game 2. So where's Game 1?
I don't know. So this is it's part of a series. So there's been quite a lot of them. So let's have a look. Or is it just this one? No, I think it might just be this one that came to the Sega Saturn. But it's quite I think in Japan, because this is internally developed by Sega, or Sega CS2, and it's quite well thought of. But obviously an awful lot of Japanese text. But it's quite. I've played it for a fair bit. You've got a map. It's a strategy game, and you kind of a little bit like Advance Wars, if you've ever seen or played that. And it cuts away, and you have these polygonal battles. And the graphics, I'm not going to lie, they're pretty decent. So I can definitely see the appeal of it, but this never made its way out of Japan.
Well, they've got on it to be confirmed for release, which obviously it never was. I like the fact that the next one, the Virtua Fighter 2 CG portrait discs, it's like release unlikely. It's like, interesting as well that if you zoom in on the images, those CG portrait disc characters look very, very like the Virtua Fighter 3 character models.
They do, yes.
Because that's Akira's Virtua Fighter 3 costume.
Yes. It is. Wolfhawk Field in the top right looks very much like his Virtua Fighter 3 model as well. Jackie
So
in his
there's,
leather
yeah,
jacket.
and Lau
So
as
yeah.
well. So
Yes, I'm confused though, mate, because I thought we'd had this already. Because didn't we get the portrait disc with the Virtua Fighter Remix bundle?
there was a CG portrait disc that came with VF Remix, but in Japan, I'm sure there was CG portrait discs for each character.
There were, yeah.
There's like a collection.
Yeah, I've got about 5 of them. I wasn't
So
sure if I couldn't remember if they put them all onto one disc for the one that we got with Remix.
don't think
But yeah,
so.
I think you had 10, and in Japan you had to send away for Jirao, I think.
No. I don't think they were all. I don't even know if there was any kind of crossover with any of those. I can't remember what was on there. I can't, if I was going to even look at pictures and think about what was on the one with Remix, I
Mm,
can't even think, mate. Whether it was just VF1 kind
yeah,
of style art or whether there was any VF2 stuff on there.
well,
But
maybe. You always assumed I was something to check out then. Big game in development, mate. Congo. Oh. We can touch on this
next,
already because I'm pretty sure it doesn't get reviewed, but pile of crap.
aye, Victory Goal 2.
Yes, so again, I'm getting annoyed that they're slagging off the original Victory goal here. Once again, now before you go groaning and going off to play a real football game, hold your horses. While Sega's original Victory goal may not have been the true football experience that Saturn owners were after, they're certainly not going to leave their footballing efforts at that. Oh no, they're going to do Victory Goal International and unleash that upon the world. Then, when everyone's sick of that, luckily this won't see the light of day in the UK, they're going to turn everything on its head and create a football game that's really good. So this is obviously setting the standard for Victory Goal 96, which would eventually become Sega Worldwide Soccer 97. And you can
Which
see
they
it there
actually
already.
wax lyrical over when it comes out and call it the best football game ever. You
Absolutely.
hypocritical bastards. Like,
I
oh,
know, I know. Well, obviously the FIFA, the much anticipated FIFA 96 is reviewed in this issue, and we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, the players have been given the digitized treatment. There's loads of zooming about the action and before too, and luckily this isn't one of those development games that will never appear in the UK. It's actually already down on Sega UK's release schedule. Yeah, so this comes out. Oh, it'll be this. It was out this year, and obviously we'll see. Can't remember what they give it, mate. It's very high. I'm pretty sure when you're going through the highest rated games in Sega Saturn Magazine, this is up there as one of them.
it sure is. It is definitely there.
Yes. So looking forward to that one moving over. And Wang and Dead Heat is here. And God,
Yes.
my mind's gone blank, mate. What did they call this in the UK and the US?
Oh,
Is it High Velocity? No, High Velocity was Two Gig King,
oh
wasn't it?
yeah. Aye, Togi was high velocity. What was he? Aye, what was the
Highway
US one?
2000. That's it, isn't it?
That's it. There it is.
Yes, and took out all the courting of the ladies, unfortunately.
That. So Sega Worldwide Soccer 97, mate. In the ranking of the top 25 Sega Saturn games in review order from Sega Saturn Magazine, it comes in at, well, it's 14th on the list, but it comes in a group of 5 games which scored 94%, alongside Guardian Heroes, Resident Evil, Command and Conquer, and X-Men Children of the Atom.
Nice. Yeah, that X Men review, I suppose, will be next issue, won't it?
It should be, yep.
Big one on the next page, mate. Dragon Force.
Oh,
Obviously, this one is going to gather pace over the coming months. Yeah, so obviously I'm a huge fan of this one. Absolutely adore it. Loved it when I got it back in the day, in the Saturn Prime time. Played it so much, I beat every character twice. And thought there's nothing left to do on it, and traded it towards a Dreamcast. I was gutted. And playing it, it would have been last year when I was playing it, and it's just such a fantastic game. and yeah, obviously got the video on that, and I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more. But yeah, at some point, hopefully, mate, you'll find time to pick up your playthrough of it.
And because I think whenever we had Mel on, like last year, early last year, we were talking about Dragon Force, and I said that I was going to make an effort to like, sit down and play it and maybe do
Yeah,
my own video, like my take on it. But I've started a save on it. I just haven't had the time to go back to it, mate.
yeah,
Just it's an impressive game. Even they're talking about in the kind of little paragraph that they've got here, they don't even like it says here with hundreds of activity menus and options and things to fiddle about with,
yeah,
but it doesn't even touch on the scale or the sheer number of enemies on screen. Those two
yeah.
armies going like head to head is just insane, and it doesn't skip a beat anywhere. So
Yeah, and there's none of the pictures on here depict the 100 versus 100
no,
battles that the game is famous for. It's focusing more on the RPG element here. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the coverage on this one evolves over in the coming months. Other game on this one is the Gundam game. So played this. It's kind of unremarkable, kind of side-on
that's
CG.
I love Gundam, but this no, it just was does
This ain't
not
it.
do does not do Gundam any justice at all. Just mate, it's basically a rung above Rise of the Robots in terms of shitty robot animation. It just nah.
It got translated last year, didn't it?
It
I
did,
think this
aye.
one.
Yep. But nah, mate. Put it on, did not enjoy it at all. Thought, nah, this is just Gundam deserves something grander than this.
Yeah. And do we want to talk about another golf game? Why is there so many of them?
I know this is a hangover for the 90s, man, or the early 90s, like the kind of the Apple Mac MS DOS era were like golf game. People, I don't know why did the developers seem like everyone wants to play golf on a computer. It was like they were everywhere. I remember like in the school we went to, it was Victoria Drive Secondary, and in the OIS class, and Sam listening to this will be pushing himself because the teacher was called Mrs. Woodcock, right? And
Yeah.
aye, and I'm not joking, that was her name. But the last kind of 10, 15 minutes of the OIS, which was Office and Information Studies, the last 10, 15 minutes, you could play a game. And the game that was on the Mac, it was like puzzle games or like golf. It was like PGA Tour golf. And I always remember like last words going out the door, like shut down your Macs and take out your discs. It's like you had a wee disc for your work that you had to save, learning to touch type and all that kind of shit. But I mate, golf games. Just like why was there so many golf games in the early to mid 90s? It's crazy.
Yeah, all we needed was PGA Tour Golf 2 on the Mega Drive. That was it.
No, I mean golf, mate.
Yeah. So coin operated, it's focusing on Sonic the Fighters again. So they're
A bit
obviously
more
extremely excited about
repetition.
this. Yeah. Got to fill those pages. Funky Head Boxers. This one's yeah, this one's not great either.
What is this?
Well, Funky Head Boxers.
Mate, I've
Yeah,
never
this
heard
is
of that. What is
you know,
this?
it's an STV game, isn't it? It
Did that
did
ever
get us.
come out on Saturn?
I'm fairly certain that this came out on Saturn if it's the game I'm thinking of. And
Oh, mate.
it's either this or a game that's extremely similar. So I'm sounding a bit silly. Da, 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 da.
When the fighter is hit, his box head begins to contort and the expression on
Yeah,
his face begins to deteriorate. Look at the big tears. It looks like a couple of water balloons.
yeah, yeah. It's a STV game that came out from on the Sega Saturn, and the Sega Saturn port is is bad. It
It's,
plays badly. Yeah,
there's no
it's
reason
not a
for
good boxing
that.
game. It's not a good boxing game, and the visuals here they look really high resolution. I don't know what it is. I think I've got it on either Fenrir or Do you know what? I think I've actually got the disc somewhere. But no, it's not very good. It's quite funny
Shame.
watching the faces change as you punch them, but it's a terribly playing game.
Jeez.
I don't know if there's any fans that are watching or listening to this, but yeah, I think it's pretty poor
Well,
reception.
Masaru STV video, it'll be on that. Whenever I
It
get
will be,
round to
mate.
that, it will
Yes,
be. Oh,
and
then we get Max TT.
yes, I was trying to think what game it was that we were talking about last time, and it was the when we were looking at the big platform with the 8 connected machines, and it
What
was
was that?
Max TT, wasn't it?
Aye. There's
This is obviously
the single player version.
yeah, that's the version that I played in Butlins, I think.
Look at that, man. That's just an experience, mate. You know what I mean?
It's
Just
a lost art.
that is, mate. We spoke about that in the last pod we did. You know, just know enough to have a game, but we'll create a cabinet that just accentuates the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. I love Max TT. Absolutely love it.
One that I love and that you are not so fond of, mate. Wrestlemania, the arcade game.
Oh, it's fucking dreadful.
Oh,
It's
I
just
love it.
so. Oh, mate. You know what makes it even worse? The fact that I've since seen videos of the motion capture for the
Yes.
wrestlers. And like
I'm doing that Jack Nicholson gif, aren't
I
I?
but it's like seeing like Mark Calloway, like Undertaker. Like he managed to not break character for like decades, and then like after he's retired, this footage comes out of him messing about doing motion capture, like running along and doing like these elbow drops and leg drops on like big blue mats.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Them having to tumble over the top ropes for motion capture as well, over and over.
Honestly, that is just. I just think it controls really badly. Like you just the moves are just horrendous. I just no mate. I can't go on with it. It's
No.
just. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like in stills it looks great. The problem is whenever it starts to move, the way they walk, it's like the way
Yeah, they look like they're constipated, don't they?
aye. It's like I mean, aye. The stills there you can see it looks like Lex Luger and obviously like Bret Hart pointing up to the sky. That is that Lex Luger. Aye, it is. Yeah, it's Lex Luger.
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels, Yokozuna. Look at that picture of Yokozuna just sitting with
I
Undertaker.
know. The
First
noise,
fall.
their images I can hear as well. The sound effects going wee wee. Bow, bow. I like this game because I think it does. It's no WrestleFest, but it does play better than a lot of like the Royal Rumble, like the LJN wrestling games, which you know they weren't bad on the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. But I thought this plays better. It plays a lot more like a beat 'em up. There's no real submissions. You just whittle them to their health is down, and then you don't actually proper pin them. You just kind of stand over them. But I've had loads of fun with this one, mate. I've got the PAL version on the shelf behind me that I still dip into now and again. And yeah, you got the CD quality intro music that you can like. Sometimes I used to just put that like when you hang over the character, their music plays. So I just used to put that on loop. Mostly Bret Hart's theme.
Don't lie,
um,
mate. You'd sexy boy. You Shawn Michaels on there,
oh
didn't you?
yeah. But,
Cutting holes in your jeans and all
yeah, that's
that.
it. Putting loads of belts on.
Belts round
hang,
you know,
hang,
like
hanging
noticing
from
a midge's penis. It's
yeah.
like as the
Hanging
saying
from the
goes.
bedroom light.
So I was that because it was why he's was it SummerSlam his entrance fee.
WrestleMania, I think.
I was sliding down the zip line, giving it all
Yeah,
that. Oh man, 90s
yeah,
WWF.
yeah. This is full on new gen, isn't it?
Oh, I mate, it's just you get Doink the Clown. Geez, mind him.
Yeah, yeah.
Razor Ramon, Chico, The Rock. Hey, you, Chico, Razor Ramon. You gotta call him Big Daddy Diesel. then you turn to him, you turn to Hogan. Oh man.
Yeah, so we're interested to see what they give this one. But as I say, I'm a fan. Oh God, I didn't realize it had a full-on preview.
I mate, it's a 2 page,
pages.
2 page preview.
Yeah, it does look good in stills. It's not the best play. It's like a halfway house between Mortal Kombat and the old wrestling games. But
Aye.
if anyone's not playing it, I say I love it. You say absolutely not. I think it's give us a try and get in touch. Let us know what you think.
Yep.
I don't know how much you've got to say about Quarterback Club, mate. I've got nothing really. I think we touched on it in a previous episode.
Yeah.
I don't really have
Nothing.
anything further to add.
No.
Not one that I played. If I was going to play an American football game, it would be Madden or nothing.
Or NFL 2K.
Yeah. So what's this next one? It's Shell Shock. So I've not actually played this one, mate. Have you?
No, I've not.
Because it seems to be built on the same engine they had for Thunderhawk 2, and
I was going to say
what's
that the screenshots are very, very reminiscent.
yeah,
Is it just Thunderhawk 2 in a tank?
it seems to be. Did this actually get a release? I was typing Shell Shock PS1 because that will tell us. No, yeah, it did come to Sega Saturn. It does come this year. It comes out in June in PAL regions.
Oh,
Got a
well.
decent review as well, so might be one that I need to try out, mate. If it's kind of a Thunderhawk 2 but with tanks, it's not a bad combination.
No. Blam
Sounds like
Machine
a
Head.
yeah, Bland Machine Head.
Babes in bikinis ride bombs bound for Babylon.
Oh yes, I love this game. There's something about, and I think this is on the same engine. Again, it feels like it's on the same engine as Firestorm. This is an absolutely insane game. You got a really creepy intro. It's really dystopian, really quite an awful kind of environment and atmosphere that it's in. But this weird doctor straps you to a floating kind of mobile bomb. You go around just shooting and blowing up stuff. I think it plays pretty well. It's got I really like the vibe that you get out of it. You can see this. You can see the evil doctor there standing over that kind of hexagonal thing. He's really, really creepy. Obviously, it's the 90s, and the female protagonist is scantily clad with. I wouldn't make them like that anymore. I'll say that.
No. Bloody hell. Look at that.
Have you not played this, mate? This was
I
on
have
the
not.
No, this was on the core demo disc actually. That's where I first played it, and I liked it so much I ended up buying it. And I
I'm
think
going
I
to stick
traded
that
it.
one in the firmware, mate, because that looks quite stylized.
Yeah,
It's
it's
looking
not going to blow
at
you
anime.
away, but it's pretty fun, pretty unique, quite atmospheric. Um, just kind of mad. It's
Like,
out there, honestly.
you zoom in that kind of middle screenshot. It says "blam." It's got "eat that mother." It's got also it's got the er at the end, and they've also censored the
Yeah,
sweary bit. But looks no bad. I think yeah, try.
yeah. Well worth trying this one out. Um, yeah, probably hasn't. I don't think it's aged too well. Its frame rate isn't great on there, but and the environments it's a lot of reds, but yeah, I'm quite partial to that one, mate.
Stuff, man. Let me try that.
Right, mate, it's time for the letters. It's your letters.
It's your letters. Bit of TFI Friday there. Another classic 90s show. The one
So,
that
mate,
Paul Gascoigne went on it when he played for Rangers, doing the Daz
yes,
Doorstep Challenge, remember?
yes, I do remember that. Jesus.
Remember? Let you know if you use Daz. You use Daz automatic. It's like, she doesn't use Daz. It's like, oh, mental,
Oh,
man.
so like we do in every issue so far, we'll pick out a letter each. Just going through to see which one appears first, and the letter I've chosen appears on the first page. So this one
What
just
do you
made me
go,
laugh.
mate? Oh, jeez.
Dear SSM, I have been reading your brilliant magazine for several months now, especially since the launch of the Saturn. Agent Scully and I have pored over the reviews of Sega Rally, Virtua Cop, and Virtua Fighter 2. Both we are both we are both baffled by the lack of evidence concerning the classic football game Virtua Striker. Considering the big three are all arcade hits and are all converted to the Saturn, what about VS? I believe that there are unnatural circumstances in Japan who, according to one of your rival publications, say that there are too many polygons in Virtua Striker for the Saturn to handle, but at the same time saying that they may eventually convert it. What about using the OS, which was paramount in the success of converting Cop and Rally, well, not Rally, and
Nope.
where's Virtua Fighter? Converting Cop and Rally to the Saturn. I feel that the AM2 HQ has recently been visited by alien beings, i.e. PlayStation executives, and have wiped the memories of their superior AM2 rivals to prevent the release of Virtua Striker. I suppose if they were to release VS after the imminent success of the Big Three, those associated with the sad PlayStation would never ever recover from the shock. We shall investigate, although Scully believes there is a rational explanation. The truth is out there. Fox Mulder, who, would you believe it, actually lives in Hackney, London. And their response from Sega Saturn Magazine is just 3 words. You sad man.
Oh, jeez, man. Oh, it's phenomenal. What an absolute idiot. He spent the time. He spent the time actually writing that.
Could have just asked, "Where's Virtua Striker?"
Mate, I bet as he wrote that, he was pissing himself laughing. It was one of the things that sounds funny on their head, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
Oh, wait till they read this.
I know. You sad man.
You
It's
sad,
called
sad man.
X-Files Fish. So, mate, flip it over to you. What letter are you reading out?
So I'm going for one on the next page. The game is never over. So I am writing to you about 2 things. Firstly, Sega's next generation console, and secondly, the current attitude towards the Mega Drive by both Sega and yourself. Excuse me.
Is this Tom Kalinske?
I know.
Sorry, Tom.
I know. Well, firstly, let me make my feelings quite clear about the Saturn. It's like, oh, disappointment. Well, could be Tom.
Well, this guy's from Edinburgh.
Exactly. This is when it was first released, a lot of hype was generated and there was an air of expectation. Unfortunately, none of this was due to any Sega advertising campaign, with TV adverts appearing weeks after its launch. What's more, there was a distinct lack of machines in shops in time for its initial launch, and on top of all that, a £400 price tag. Perhaps it didn't seem obvious at the time, but this was to be the Saturn's downfall. Let's skip a few weeks now to point that when a certain other console was set to release to the public in the UK, yes, the PlayStation, this competitor weighed in at £100 cheaper with by far more powerful graphics chip, all amidst a £20 million advertising campaign. And in the first week, claims are made that it has already overtaken the Saturn in sales. Sega cry untrue, untrue, and say they aren't frightened. A little later, Sega run scared and dropped the price by £100. Let's turn to the impact or lack of it of Sega's advertising campaign. Currently in my class alone, I must have heard some 6 or 7 people say they will be purchasing Sony PlayStation. But guess how many I have heard say they will be getting Saturn? Not just in the UK, but the rest of the world. What is it? I've lost my place here. What is he saying? Yes. Guess how many I have heard, mate. You spelled heard wrong, saying they will be getting a Saturn. I'll answer it for you now. Why couldn't Sega have taken their time when releasing the Saturn, not just in the UK, but the rest of the world? I'm sure if they had waited longer and weighed up the competition, they could have come up with a more comprehensive advertising campaign and released a more powerful machine, which would have been able to blow away the PlayStation with the first generation games instead of barely matching it with its its third and fourth generation games. Virtua Fighter 2 is nowhere near touching Tekken in the graphical stakes and only matching in the gameplay arena. For a company with Sega's experience, you'd have thought they'd get it right after failures like the Mega CD and 32X. Instead of being upstaged by the newcomer, they have no excuses after the fortune they must have made through the Mega Drive and its cartridges, never mind their coin-op profits. So that's from Robbie Moore in Edinburgh. And reading a letter that size on a phone screen is definitely not for the faint of heart as you manage to skip lines. Apologies for my poor reading comprehension there. But the response, well, Robbie, that is one of the most ill informed and reactionary letters I've ever read in my life. What you're proposing is that Sega rush released an incomplete machine simply to rip off their loyal fans. When the Saturn has been in development since some time after the Mega CD, new machines always come out, and all hardware developers are constantly working on superseding technology. What counts is the games you've got. The Saturn is still in the first flush of its youth. This third and fourth generation tosh that you're spouting means nothing. And as for your Tekken comparison, awfully sorry, old bean, but I've played them both loads, and while Tekken is a superb game, the animation and freedom of movement is nowhere near as good as that in VF2. Backing up your argument with a straw poll of some people you know vaguely who may or may not act upon their current whims is inadvisable. While Sega should perhaps have held their horses on the UK release merely to increase product awareness, as we've argued ourselves last month, they're certainly not the ogres you're painting them to be. Just shut up and play your games. Now, big long-winded letter. However, in retrospect and hindsight, it's not ill-informed because, we've kind of, a lot of the points that he makes about releasing it too early and lack of advertising, not enough stock, as history has taught us, these were all major issues.
Yeah.
The finishing off about the fortune that Sega must have made through the Mega Drive and its cartridges. Ah, man. Whenever you think about how many Mega Drives or Genesis consoles and Mega CDs and Nomads were sitting piled up in American warehouses, Sega weren't flush at all. You know what I mean? So, but the Tekken comment, not even Tekken 2, it says Tekken. Mate,
Yeah,
Virtua Fighter 2. Virtua Fighter 2 pisses on both the first two Tekkens, and Tekken 3 can hold a candle to VF2, but it doesn't surpass it. Took them 3 years, best part of 3 years, to get a Tekken that could stand next to VF2 on Saturn. So
I don't think Tekken 1 looks as good as Virtua Fighter Remix, let alone Virtua Fighter 2. I really Tekken, the original Tekken is a very, very hard game to go back to. I've got a lot of time for Tekken 2. I think Tekken 2 is a solid fighting game. Tekken 1 is bad. It's not enjoyable to play. It's clunky, it's stiff. It's just the fact that it was texture mapped at 60 FPS. Obviously, Virtua Fighter Remix at the time would have been 30. But I think in terms of fighter detail, I think Remix is the better looking game. Obviously, 30 frames per second versus 60, you're always going to take 60 frames over 30, especially in a fighting game. But Tekken just feels so bad to play. The original Tekken, I mean, not Tekken as a whole, not Tekken as a series, but the original Tekken just feels so stiff to play. That kind of negates the benefits of that 60 frames per second refresh rate would give you in a fighting game. Yeah, I challenge anyone to play Virtua Fighter Remix and Tekken 1 side by side and tell me that Tekken is the better game, because it's not. It's got more content. Even Tekken 1 had the unlockable characters and stuff, but no way. And Virtua Fighter 2, it's
not even close, man.
ain't no ballpark either. It's not even the same sport.
No. You ever given a man a foot massage? I'm the foot fucking master. Pulp Fiction, another classic mid-90s movie.
Exactly. We had a flick through the Q&A, and there's nothing too much here, and there's a few ads. Special reserve given only half a page here, which is interesting, but it's all Saturn here, apart from a PlayStation in a little box art, but it's all Saturn focused. They've done away with the Mega Drive, Mega CD, and 32X stock for some reason.
Still getting that supermodel Kelly mouse mat though?
No.
Oh, she's there. She's there. Bottom left corner, mate.
You got to get the
You
guy
can,
for one manga DVD
mate,
and
that's what I'm
video.
saying.
Video.
I had it because my uncle bought something for special reserve, and that's what he chose. Didn't choose a laminated supermodel Kelly mouse mat. Laminated, mate. I'm saying nothing.
They knew what they were doing. They knew their target audience.
Clearly wasn't my uncle. Oh, Jesus. Oh, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So, Double Dragon, and no, this isn't Jimmy and Billy Lee. This is Lundy and Largy in the Panzer Dragoon sequel. So,
An 8-page feature, but a lot of information surrounded by gigantic images to pad it out.
yes, the opening blurb is a load of nonsense as well. um, about the spring of '95, the spring of love, 9th Panzer Dragoon Division. Ah, um,
Spring of Mother Death Armageddon. What the hell?
yeah, it's nonsense.
Uh, moving on.
Yeah, so Project Perseus was apparently the working title of Panzer Dragoon II, Team Andromeda's long-awaited sequel. The sequel to last year's brilliant, groundbreaking 3D shoot 'em up, rumored to be the most expensive video game ever made. The first AAA video game, which might upset some people. Lavish graphics were unlike anything previously seen in a game, with fast flying ships, monstrous sandworms, alien insects, and of course, majestic dragons filling all its fantastical levels. It looks more like a moving oil painting than a shoot 'em up. So yeah, just drumming up the brilliance of the very first game, and then it just
Yep.
goes into the details. You know, reiterating that the 360-degree movement, that the way that in which a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly is probably the best analogy to describe the idea
Mhm.
between Panzer Dragoon 2. So talking about the dragon evolution now, which isn't too far from it. So
Good metaphor, that.
yeah, it's just reminded me that you can actually fly the pup with the debug mode.
That would look strange.
It does look strange. You can fly the pup. Have you ever done that in Panzer's and Pandora's box?
No,
You can ride it. You can ride the dragon, the last boss, through the levels.
bloody hell.
There's some crazy stuff you can do. Obviously, you need to do a lot of stuff to unlock it. Or if you get your
Mm.
Panzer Saga save file on there with your Panzer's Vi one, then it all
Right,
ties in and
aye.
unlocks everything. And yeah, you get some bonkers additions there. It's part of the charm of it. It's just, you know, it's what, an hour and a bit to finish the game, but the extras to unlock just keep you coming back. But yeah, mate, it's still very early. I think this is still the 20% complete version. You can
Yeah.
still see the Panzer One style reticle, even same color as Panzer One now. I think in the last issue it was blue, wasn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, it was. Aye, that's right.
Yeah. Although you can see the lock on looks more like Panzer's 2 at the bottom of page 32.
Yep.
All neck action, yeah. This page just a lot of screenshots. Again, talking about the metamorphosis. And although Panzer 2 has been in production for some time now, development actually announced immediately after the release of the original game. Only an extremely early version of the game has been revealed so far. Nonetheless, from what we've seen of Project Perseus, it's quite clear that this game is going to be amazing. Already, the graphics look more detailed than those of Panzer Dragoon, and Team Andorra have ambitious plans for the game visuals, whereas the first game's backdrops were virtually static. I don't think that's true. The sequel promises to bring the landscapes to life with moving rivers, foaming waterfalls, and even weather conditions such as rain or snow, which is interesting because, yes, that's what we see in one of the stages. This added detail was intended to increase the vision of the dying world seen in the first game, and in fact, the plot is a vital element of Panzer II, unfolding far more clearly than the mysterious happenings of the first game. What's more, revelations about the first game's story are promised in this sequel. That's not true because ends up being a prequel, and
Yeah.
I do wonder where that information comes from and whether, obviously at this point, Saga was in the very early stages of being planned because they're being planned and developed together. And developers would move between the two. So obviously the revelations of Panzer One come into Saga. So I wonder if that's the first hint at something bigger than that.
Possibly, aye. Aye, looking at
Um,
screenshots, you can definitely see they're still rough. Even though
yeah,
the screenshots in magazines were never great back then, how they took them, but you can definitely see like some of the designs on the dragon, like even like it's the head and the feet, the kind of the screenshots at the bottom of page 33, it looks very blocky. It's not kind of rounded out as well. The design hasn't really been kind of fully settled on the looks of it.
yeah. And are these all from the same stage?
It
They are,
looks
aren't they?
like
They're
it.
all from the second stage. Every single screenshot is from the second level, which is obviously when the preview was put onto the disc in Japan. It was only that stage. So they've done well here, mate. They've done really well. It's impressive how they've managed to drag out like a 10-page preview on a single level of a 20% complete game.
Yep.
So
Well played,
bravo.
boys. Well done. Oh man.
But that cynicism aside, obviously I didn't see this at the time. I would have seen the preview elsewhere, and not to this extent. But if I'd owned a Saturn, I think I would have been extremely hyped to see all this. And
Why?
even though it does seem a bit superfluous in looking back and knowing that this is just a single level, I think I would have been poring over all of these back in the day.
Aye. To be getting a sequel that soon as well, you know what I mean? Like you've no long played the first game,
Yeah,
and you're getting
yeah,
this. You're
absolutely.
getting February's issue. You're what 7, 8 months on, and you're getting a sequel already. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
phenomenal.
absolutely. That's why in my head, the stars of the Saturn, the Panzer Dragoon games and the Virtua Fighter series. That's
Mm.
Sega to me. And yeah, we've had two Virtua Fighters now, and now we'll have two Panzer Dragoons. Moving
Amazing.
on then, mate. Darius. It's just called Darius here.
It's
Um,
Darius Gaiden, isn't it?
it's Darius Gaiden. Um, so interesting to see a side-on shooter get so much press in this one, because was it last issue they reviewed layer section? And
Rad destroyed it.
yeah, I think it gave it 80. Was it 80 or 70? Or
But it still said it was quite dated, didn't it? Look
yeah,
quite
saying how it
dated. So
looked. I actually think that Galactic Attack looks better than Darius. I mean, Darius Gaiden's a brilliant looking horizontal shooter, but I think Galactic Attack has got the edge in terms of looks,
mm,
especially if you're playing it in Tate mode. But yeah, Darius Gaiden. Oh, this is one hell of a shoot 'em up, mate.
mm.
I absolutely adore this one. I was actually gifted a copy by my friend Gothweet. Where is my copy of it? It's on here somewhere. Why can't I see it at the moment?
Just wait till Dan peruses his shelves.
Yes, it must be. It must be. I must have moved it onto one of the ones behind, which is annoying. But
But
yeah, it's one of my favourite shoot 'em ups ever. This one.
the
Um,
big yellow fish, robot fish. That's the kind of the memory that comes into my head whenever I think of that game.
yeah, and you shoot the scales off.
Aye,
It's uh, it's really impressive.
that's a
Where
cracking
are we?
looking game. He's determined to find it now.
I'm still trying to. Though, do you know, it's right in front of me. It's just here. Oh, here's my PAL version of Darius Gaiden.
Ah,
Beautiful, beautiful piece of box art as well. It's a decent PAL case, and yeah, it's a favorite of mine. So this and Galactic Attack, people are well served with shoot 'em ups on the Sega Saturn. Um, and yeah, it's interesting to see this get such a showcase, mate.
mm.
Were they Do they love it that much? Were they that starved for content?
Well, what have we got? We've got a 2D side on shooter. Uh, let's see. Get 2 pages.
Yeah, yeah. Got. I think it's 4 pages. It's got on here, isn't it?
Is
Yeah,
it?
4 pages. But the
One,
game, the game,
two, three, Four,
Really does look stunning.
4 pages, eh? But no, it's a great game. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Probably my favorite in the Darius the series. But yeah, I can't remember. Has Darius 2 been out by this point? Must have been.
Don't know my Darius history.
Yeah, I think obviously because it came to the Master System as Sega. I need to check when it got a Sega Saturn port. Next, mate, we thought we were done with the big three showcases.
Ah, here we go again.
I
So
think
we've got
Sega Rally's been in one every issue, hasn't it?
2, 3, 4. Another 4 page spread for Sega Rally. Yep, there was never any doubt Sega Rally was always going to be a stonking game, as anyone who played last month's demo disc or indeed rushed out and bought the game last month will be able to tell. So essentially, they're telling you how to access Lakeside, either by finishing championship mode in first place or pressing X and Y simultaneously on the mode select screen, drive the Stratos in arcade modes. It's like, why would you want to? Because it would ruin your timings on your table if you want to finish it. If you can control the damn thing. But yeah, it's just again another interview. They say they've got here an interview with AM3, and they've got many thanks to Ryuichi Hattori, Atsushiko Nakamura, and Hirote Kikuchi. If I'm butchering their names, I apologise. It says for granting us this interview. Incidentally, this interview took place when Sega Rally was already complete in Japan, as you can see by the next page. Those screenshots, or those photographs, I should say, were not taken by Sega Saturn Magazine while conducting this interview, as Panda's Sega Rally documentary has shown. These are from the interview videos that appeared on Sega Saturn demo discs in Japan, so that's where they've got their information from. But it's a good interview. We'll go through it all because it is quite lengthy. It's 2 pages, but it's just about the kind of the development, kind of getting in detail into how they designed the Saturn's version, kind of challenges that they faced, that kind of thing. The cars that they used, any kind of changes they made, differences between the versions and whatnot, arcade and home version, Saturn's strong and weak points for the port, stuff like that. So it's definitely worth reading. If you're following along with the PDF, you can bookmark that and come back to it. It's a good interview.
Yeah. It's and I do wonder whether this is Sega Saturn Magazine presented them as them putting the questions to AM3. I do wonder if they've kind of taken the translated interviews that they did previously that were supplied on kind of the updates of the Sega Saturn magazines in Japan and just kind of
It looks like
edited them.
Aye, they didn't go to Japan and ask them anything. The photographs give it away. It's like, but we didn't
well, you
know
never
that
know.
back then.
They might have taken those, didn't take their own photographs, and just thought these will do.
Aye.
I said they do ask about Manx TT on here. So that's interesting. Before we get onto the next feature, mate, just wanted to say that yes, Darius Gaiden actually came to the Sega Saturn seemingly before Darius 2, which is strange. But Darius 2 is the older game. So yes, it came to Japan in late mid 1996, and Darius 2 came in mid 1996, whereas Darius Gaiden came out at the end of 1995. So yeah. Good for Darius fans.
Yep. Shoot him up.
So D, another big showcase on this one for a game that is something of a cult classic on the Saturn, and to an extent the 3DO as well. But this one's definitely got its fans, mate. It's one that I have not actually finished, and I know I should do because it's not a long game or a difficult one, I think. But yeah, have you played D?
I've put it on to have a go of it. Not my type of game, mate. I have to say it's Kenji Eno's work, isn't it?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, very stylized. I can see why it's got its fans, but again, mate, it's not the kind of games that I resonate towards at all.
Yeah, I think one thing I'm going to have to do this year is definitely play through it. Because I've got the Japanese version. I've got a version on the Femira as well. But yeah, I always found it quite impressive the way that the FMV works, because it does feel like you are a lot like mentioned as Hidden Souls to a degree, that you're navigating a 3D space because of the way that it moves. Obviously, it's not as responsive as if you were actually in a live game world, but it's very impressive the way that it moves around, I think, and atmospheric as well. It's one of those games that I just need to get round to playing a bit more of, mate. It's a big feature in here, um, for what would be a
The 8 pages
yeah,
again.
yeah.
My word.
So a chance to win some Sega merch, mate. Given those these video CDs, I wouldn't mind that video CD card.
That's it. You've got a wee kind of, you've got a Sarah poster, you've got a Jackie plushie, you've got a Saturn Launch Crew t-shirt, you've got your Bon Jovi and ABBA Gold in there as well.
Won that Saturn bomber jacket. Where is that? I don't even care about the competition. Where can I buy one of these things? Where
Oh
I'd
man.
wear it everywhere. Weddings, funerals. Be like you ever watch Alan Partridge?
Not a great deal. I know of some of his sketches, but I don't.
You see, he goes to a funeral for a guy at the BBC, and he's talking to people. And as he turns around, he's got a jacket on, but the jacket's like a casual GTX bomber jacket. So obviously, I was thinking that would be me in the Sega Saturn jacket.
Oh man. It says the question to enter is how many contenders compete in AM2's Virtua Fighter 2? And you have to send your answers to free, me, Sega Saturn Magazine. It's like, oh, entries must arrive by 30th February. There you go.
What's the answer to that question? Are they looking for 10 or 11?
That's a problem, isn't it?
Normally, like
It's the ones
the
in the select screen, I would imagine, so be 10.
yeah, I would have thought so. Obviously, the reason why they ask these questions and make them really easy is because if they didn't have a qualifying question, it's classed as gambling. So that's how they get around it, by asking some really mundane question. But this one, I'd be like, I'm sure you'd get a few people to say, actually, there's 11. There's Jarrell as well. Who's
Aye,
the hidden character?
the comic book guys. Well, actually, I think you'll find there is 11 in there. If you count Jarell, you can play as her, so she counts. My entry is not void. Oh,
Right.
see,
An
big ad for
N64.
CVG.
Yeah.
Not
They're
sure
talking
how
about the
I can
Sonic fighting
see
game
that.
as well.
So
Obviously,
there.
sharing the same offices as Sega Saturn Magazine.
Aye. Another massive showcase. For,
Yes. And I don't think there's an awful lot more to add on this one, mate, because we talked about these
yeah.
previously, and we talked a lot more. I mean, the games look stunning, but yeah, I think they were in there the previous issue as Capcom's big three, weren't they?
Yep.
Obviously, it's the same games again, albeit more detail minus the minus X-Men: Children of the Atom, which will likely be reviewed next season, next issue.
Next season.
Next.
Next season of Sega Saturn Magazine. And again, with these previews, these features, sorry, or these showcases, it's all screenshots and captions. There's not a
Yeah,
great deal of actual information. It's character bios. Again, just kind of filling out,
I
a
know.
lot of kind of page space at this point until they can get their hands on the actual game.
Yeah,
Aye,
it's
just
big pages of art, listing the characters. Street Fighter Alpha doesn't so much list the characters, but it says, "Oh, well, these are the fake characters returning. These are the Final Fight characters, and these are the new characters." So there we
yeah,
go.
we've got the next feature is on Sega's Saturn marketing, the
Yeah,
adverts.
they've got the fear to the eye picture there, and yeah, bug.
the Virtua Cop, the US Virtua Cop, and Virtua Fighter 2 ads as well, which I'd found versions of on YouTube and put them into the big three video that I did as well.
Mhm.
Um, I mean the one that we have had over here, the Daytona one, reality always hurts.
Yeah,
Valkyrie, it just pisses on Theatre of the Eye. Like, Theatre of the Eye is an absolutely awful advertising campaign.
it is.
It's just what were you thinking, man? Like big purple Kratos looking head talking mince. Then you've got is it the kind of zealots into it with the cone heads, like
Yeah.
sitting looking at the screens. It just didn't make any sense at all.
No, it's like who's this for?
Uh,
Need that
um,
guy. Need that guy that was telling people to get make. Even they had Ice Cube signed up to do promotional stuff. Should have
that's
had
right,
Ice Cube berating you for not having a Sega Saturn. What? You still ain't got a Sega Saturn? What's wrong
infiltrate
with
the
you?
retailers, buy the Saturns. Oh, you
Yeah,
two jokers are going to Jump Street. Oh, I'm trying to no laugh here, man. is it is it 22 Jump Street? Whenever they end up taking the drugs by accident, they both have their respective like highs into it. The screen's split in two, and you've got um, is it Jonah Hill into it? He's having the pure bad one, and you've
is
got
that is that the second one?
Channing Tatum's got the it's like it's the did
Yes.
he's doing that wee dance. He's like, you get Jonah Hill going, no, no, come back. He's like, he's stuck in one side of the screen. Oh man, oh brilliant film.
Yeah, they are by
Uh,
far. First one's the best out of those.
oh,
Yeah.
honestly, the the press ads as well. Hello, boys. The bug advert, clearly a play on the Wonder Brat advert.
Yeah.
That was featured in the Saturn launch video that I did,
Hmm.
and obviously the head for Saturn with Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter 2, and Sega Rally, and all three screenshots that are used in those globes are arcade screenshots, are not
Yes,
Saturn.
you can tell by the Lancia Delta in the top left is definitely the arcade model. You can
Yep.
tell by the gangster on the from Virtua Cop that he's the arcade version. Same with Akira, who is sporting more polygons and less textures than the Sega Saturn version.
Yep. And then you've got that. I'm not even going to say that on camera. That above it, I've no idea where that would have been used. Above the head for Saturn. You see it?
Yeah, oral sex.
That one. But it's oral as in like for your ears, like
Yes.
AURAL. What was the context for that?
Yeah.
Oh
What were these
man.
marketing? The bug one's clever.
Yes.
The, the head for Saturn one's just odd. It's
Bizarre,
like
mate.
what I mean, why distort it? Why not just use pictures of the actual games, the
I know.
Saturn ports,
The same with
and
the
not distort
Dreamcast
them
as
into
well,
little
mate.
bubbles?
No, I mean, what are you doing? Just show the games running. People will buy it on the strength of the games. But did it with Dreamcast as well. Let's show two office workers running down the stairs and put Sonic Adventure as the. Eh, let's show people cutting hair. That's a good. That means multiplayer. Oh man, but yeah, we've got the Sega Rally Time Attack competition,
That's right.
Daytona Time Attack competition. Doesn't really tell you much. Just what people have won, and the Daytona side. You can win Saturn games for a year, starting with VF2, a Saturn jacket, an arcade racer. Lots of good shit on offer.
I need this Saturn
Uh,
jacket in my life.
that's that, mate. I need to try and find one. Get Dan a Saturn jacket,
Yes,
and
find me a Saturn jacket. There's a
and then
Japanese one.
reviews.
It's $300 on eBay.
That's crazy, man.
Review
So
time then.
we can skim through these, mate.
Yeah, so Wing Arms, solid aerial action game. Um, I do like this one, mate. How about yourself?
Briefly played it. It's again not one I've put a lot of time into.
Yeah,
Looks nice enough.
it's solid. It's solid, enjoyable. Doesn't look too bad. Radion Automatic has reviewed this one, but I think he's just shortened his name to Rad in this one.
Aye, because realizes that he sounds like a dishwasher tablet.
On paper, Wing Arms sounds pretty ace. Take your pick from a number of real-life World War II planes, some common, some bizarre experimental prototypes, and take up the new enemy forces. Wing Arms is arcadey as flight sims come. Yeah, it's kind of like a simcade game. Not too dissimilar to. It's, it's kind of like Thunderhawk 2, but obviously it's a lot more. It's a lot less kind of roaming around, a lot more kind of forward momentum. Um, you got objectives. And it's a decent time. I definitely recommend putting some time into it. I think the 82% here is definitely fair. The overall enjoyability and challenge of Wing Arms is just about makes up for a couple of gameplay flaws because it's not perfect. It's not amazing, but it's solid. Not non-essential, but a cracking effort. I think that's
That
actually spot on from
sounds
Mr.
fair.
Automatic.
Oh, the
It's the
next
big one,
one.
mate. That they were clamoring for all the last issue. FIFA 96. Yeah,
Just a
so
bad game. Just a
it's
bad
just not good.
football game. It's just you
Yeah,
fight against it constantly. The controls are absolutely horrific. And even though they say FIFA 96 makes a brave attempt to capture the real thrill of football, at the end of it all, though, it lacks the smoothness and speed to merit championship distinction. So here's 80%.
yeah, I know. It's right. It's one of those where they've slagged off not Virtua Striker, International Victory Goal so
Yeah,
much they have put themselves in a corner now because they've been talking. I've always said they've been talking up FIFA 96 for a couple of issues now,
yeah.
um, and it's like they don't want to admit that it's a pile of dung. Here's where, yeah. But what FIFA primarily built its reputation on, though, was a tremendously detailed character animation and the excitement of the gameplay. And here's where FIFA 96 proves itself to be a bit disappointing. The animation and movement of the sprites is both slow and slightly jittery. This is a real shame because it was precisely these elements that made FIFA stand out from the crowd in the past. Fortunately, the game logic hasn't suffered. No, I'm sorry. It's jerky. It's horrible to play, and it deserves at least 20 less than the 80 that it got.
Oh, aye. Oh, it's abysmal.
It's a
Absolutely abysmal. It's just these screenshots actually make it look better than it is.
yeah, they do.
When it starts to move, it's bad,
It is.
and you're always fighting against it. Oh no.
Next, then we've got first of two golf games here, and which one's this one? Virtual Golf. So this is the one from US Gold, isn't it? It says it by
Well,
Core on here, or maybe it's World Cup Golf. Who knows?
it's golf, mate.
Yeah. I don't have much time to play this many golf games, so I got nothing to say on this one, mate. I don't know
Nah,
anything about this one.
me neither. 79%. A very fine golf sim, which is easy and fun to play. The best golf game on the Saturn at present. There we go. Until the next five come along.
Yes. In between the golf games, because I think the golf game. I know we've got a few things between the golf games, but Johnny Bazooka Tone is next. This is a former 3DO game, a 2D platformer that's got the kind of what do you call them? Uh, digitized sprites.
Mm.
Um, the rendered graphics to give it that 3D Toy Story-ish look. It's bobbins. It's bad. Sam
It
Hickman is the editor, isn't he?
reminds me of like the TV games, but they aren't as good. Remember, like you had Magic Pockets and stuff like that, or in like
Yes, yes,
Motormouth and stuff. It's gonna get those kind of vibes, but not as good.
yeah, yeah. This one's not good at all. It's got US Gold. I can't remember who actually developed this. But US Gold just published it. But yeah, it was originally a 3DO game. But 53%. All-round disappointing effort that's both dull and frustrating to play. Not you'd expect to see on a next generation machine. Spot on. Garbo.
I agree with that.
Speaking of garbage,
Oh,
our old favourite Toshinden finally makes its debut on the Saturn. But was it worth all the fuss and bother for the wait? Just about. Yeah, they're calling it by its Japanese name here, Toshinden. It's because I've actually got the Japanese version on the shelf there. I don't have the PAL version. Because it's 10 a penny in Japan, whereas the PAL version is quite pricey. But
know what
yeah, it's
Toshin Den translates to?
no.
Pure dog shit.
Yes, long-time listeners and viewers will know that we are not fans of this
It's
franchise.
absolute mince. People overlooked Virtua Fighter for this piece of nonsense because it had flashy graphics. It plays like utter dung. It's just like they gave it graphics 88, sound 80, playability 79, lastability 81, 80%. Still decent enough, but Toshin Den lacks the speed and depth of its more illustrious successors. It's just a fucking bad game, man. It's just in the Saturn version, like Toshinden 2 on Saturn runs at a much smoother pace
Yeah,
than the first game, but mate, it's just
I find the
nothing.
second one even more unplayable, even though it
It's
runs
just
better.
aye. The
This
moves are clunky and the camera's bad and the fighters are just totally uninspiring. There's just nothing endearing about any of the characters at all. The weapons look stupid. They just, mate, I really dislike the game. I
Yep,
just,
likewise. I can't get over this paragraph. On looks alone, Toshinden is a worthy rival to Virtua Fighter, sporting some excellent texture-mapped graphics and smooth animation. And there are some detailed touches like Kayen's taunting as she waits at the start of the fighting. I hope they're talking about Virtua Fighter 1.
it's VF2, then Rob here, who reviewed it, needs to have a word with himself. You know, it does say, though, as decent as these touches are, it doesn't stop or doesn't save Toshinden from tumbling into mediocrity. And that's because the gameplay is on the whole too slow, something which makes fighting feel a bit sluggish, unlike VF2. I never felt totally in control of my character. See, that's it in a nutshell.
Yes. So yeah, they gave it 80 here, which
Nah,
is way more than it deserves.
it's about 40% more than it deserves, mate.
Yeah, and I think there seems to be for all the kind of grandstanding around, the Saturn's capabilities, and it should be leaving the PlayStation. That they should have highlighted on here that it's a bad port. It's a bad port of a PlayStation game, and that these sort of visuals should not be celebrated on the Saturn because they're obviously inferior to the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
Lower resolution, no transparencies. Um, why would you say that these are graphics that rival Virtua Fighter? Because by extension, you're saying, well, the PlayStation version that looks even better is better than Virtua Fighter,
Aye. So
which we know isn't true.
was it not Takara that made or
Yeah, it was.
published it? Aye. Stick to them, Takara. Stick to Transformers, guys.
They're both official, aren't they? Those ones.
Um, that is Megatron is
Oh,
Prime.
okay.
Prime's the MD005.
Oh, okay.
I don't like using the term KO because it's better than the Hasbro figure. So
Yeah.
better head sculpt, no visible screw holes, no seams down the legs. Say you get different accessories and whatnot, cell shaded windows, movie head mold, just a better figure.
Swivel on the ball joint.
A beautiful spread. Anybody watches Jobby the Hong, they'll know what we're talking about. The best toy reviewer on YouTube by far.
Yes, absolutely. Siberia, mate. We touched on this before. This has been reviewed by Radio and Automatic, so either he's got two names in this issue, or there's another rad.
Maybe there is. I mean, never played Siberia, so
No,
I've got very little to add on this, mate.
Yeah, likewise. It's one that's never really appealed to me. So unfortunately, sorry, viewers and listeners, not much to add to this one. 82%. Well, we had a few more Siberia games, so it definitely has its fans. Casper, I've touched this, and it's
the movie was bad, so I can't imagine how bad the game must have been. Although that kind of inverted Dreamcast logo in the middle screenshot there is interesting. The swirl doesn't quite go it's the opposite direction, but it's orange.
That's his origin story, mate. Casper is the ghost of Dreamcast.
That's why the Dreamcast is white. All coming together now.
It all makes sense.
We made that one up.
All I can, I've dabbled with this one in recently, and it's just a nothing game to me. The only thing about Casper, the movie from the 90s, is I just remember there was a huge marketing campaign, and I just remember being on holiday somewhere, and we had cereal, and it was like on about 3 of the boxes of the cereal, various kind of bits and pieces with it, and I was like, who are these other weird ghosts?
The Scoleri brothers.
Yeah.
Friends of yours. I gave him a chair. Oh, I was also like kind of like kids versions of the Ghost for Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They are like the Scoleri brothers. I do think that this one looks pretty okay visually. From a top-down game, obviously with
movie
transparencies.
tie-ins were kind of dying off at that point.
Yeah.
In Congo earlier in the issue never came out over here. You get Casper. You started to see kind of movie tie-ins really dying off mid-90s.
And D, which you spoke about earlier, so we won't go into this one too much. 83%, which, I can't comment too much because I've only played a little bit. But given where some other games have landed this issue, I think that's a little bit conservative. Would have thought it'd be a little bit higher, given the prominence of this one. Given that it's a kind of how well regarded it is, would have expected it to rate a little higher. Pinball, which one's this one? This is True Pinball.
We've got golf games and pinball games. Oh, look up after this, another golf game. Jesus Christ, man.
True Pinball. I'm not going to talk about this one too much. 7 out of 10 is about right for this one. I have played it. I've not played the next golf game, which is World Cup Golf. From you, this is the US Gold one. 68%. So not as good as the other golf game we spoke about 5 minutes ago that I've already forgotten.
Oh man. And then another of the big three.
Yes, that brings us to the end of the reviews. So because we did have kind of a guide of sorts in the previous issue, didn't we?
Yep, with all the moves in the last issue.
Yeah, but I think this is a masterclass, and they're talking about 2.1.
Faster recoveries, dash closer in, kick retraction, bug corrected, no multiple back dashes, extra damage in some situations. Just various bits and bobs. Again, a lot of artwork with various hints and tips round about it. Play with the VF1 remix tunes, play with alternate costumes, select your taunts, watch mode options, change controls. Just basically digging into the options menu and picking stuff out to talk about, really, isn't it?
I can't begrudge it too much because out of all of these, all of these features are the same. They've all got some stunning artwork on
Yeah, they
there.
do.
And I'm pretty sure I'll be going into these to create the thumbnail.
That one of Jeffrey was body slamming Jackie off the ground. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. So it's just giving him a power bomb, isn't he? Good old
Jackie with Sarah above it as well.
Hmm.
No.
Let's see. So that's more of a, it's like Brock Lesnar power bomb, not a Kevin Nash one. Yeah, and then
Tips.
tips. It's got some tips for FIFA Soccer already.
I've got a tip for FIFA Soccer. Don't buy it. It's dung. Thunderhawk 2 Firestorm cheats or codes. I might keep a hold of them myself actually because
Yeah, better
I'm
worth bookmarking this.
yes because I want to do a video with Thunderhawk 2 so
Oh, this will be helpful.
aye can get later levels for some footage definitely.
Cheats in Virtua Cop. I didn't know about this. Up, down, left, right, while holding the C button. Go to the title screen and the ranking mode option will be at the bottom, as well as extra options, free play, blah, blah, blah. If you want to enter it with the Virtua Cop, however, you have to follow this pattern. Oh, okay.
Really?
I might give that a go. I mean, not that I need to.
I never knew there was a ranking mode in that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Big head mode in Toshinden. Yeah, here's a tip. Here's a tip for Toshinden. Don't play it.
Aye.
And of course, last week's issues in the roundup.
That's right, yeah. So you get Virtua Fighter 2. Again, as they always do, the out now is the previous issues reviews, but they're changed from a percentage rating to a stars rating. So VF2 5 stars, Sega Rally 5 stars, Virtua Racing 3 stars, Vistaria 3 stars, Galactic Attack 3 stars, Worms 3 stars. So,
Didn't Worms get like 90% in the previous issue?
mate, you might be right, by the way.
I'm pretty sure it was one of the highest rated games that issue.
But they've gave it 3 stars. Interesting. And then we've got the out now, also out now, which is a list of like Clockwork Knight 2, SimCity 2000, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, Rayman Theme Park, Virtua Fighter, Daytona, Panzer Dragoon, Street Fighter the movie, etc., Victory Goal, Pearl Beach Golf, JVC Victory Boxing, all these kind of games for Cyber Speedway, Golden Axe Duel, and again, star ratings for each of those along with their prices. Look at those prices. 39.99, 44.99. Okay, very good. We're looking at CEX just now.
Yeah.
CDs, films, and music, mate. We've got this month. We've got the Pink Panther, and we've got Rocky, a classic,
just
and
4 stars for Rocky. So that's just a 5 any day of the week.
Adrian.
Although Roger Moore's Octopussy only gets 2. Maybe not big Bond fans at Sega Saturn Magazine.
Clearly not. Just don't like Roger Moore, maybe. Or maybe they're fans of Mr. Connery. And then you've got Woody Allen and Diane Keating and Annie Hall as well. So, yeah, some movies for your video CD card.
Another eclectic mix. Next month, the hits keep coming, mate. So, before we get into that, I did double check, and yes, indeed, Worms got 90% last issue. So, whoever took a look at that Worm score said, "What the hell are you on about?" 3 out of 5.
Let's just retrospectively correct that and hope nobody notices 30
Yeah.
years later.
Galactic Attack 3 out of 5 is criminal in my opinion. But anyway,
Yeah, definitely.
So next month the hits keep coming. So big feature on Wipeout here. I imagine that'll be the cover story. We'll get some information about that, and maybe by then, mate, would have fully moved on from the big three and see what else comes. But I'm hoping that we'll see some X-Men Children of the Atom reviews, and maybe a few more new games, maybe a bit more information on Dragon Force, and we'll see what comes. But As always, mate, this has been it's been a great journey through the magazine, and as we get to the end, it's our good old friends at Gameplay, and they've got a full page ad, unlike Special Reserve.
That's where I got Panzer Dragoon Saga from. Phone up, put a card on file, go phone them up, and then basically place your order. Look at it, mom, mate, the logo. Remember Switch? Remember Switch? Remember you never used to say, like, I'm paying by card, I'm paying by Switch. Remember that?
Yes, Jesus, God.
And it didn't come out your account for like 2.5 days or something. So you could, like, if you knew you were getting paid on a Monday and you went to the shop on a Friday,
God, you know, like tactical buyers with the Switch card.
That's right, mate. You could buy stuff and essentially get it early, and you wouldn't pay for it for 2 days. Oh man, unbelievable! Yeah. Jesus, seen that logo there? It's like, wow, man, Switch, unbelievable. There you go.
Yeah, that brings us to the end. Johnny Bazooka got his own ad and the back cover. Screw that. But yes, that's it. So next issue, mate, we'll be looking at Wipeout, which obviously we've discussed Wipeout before between us. It'd be nice to talk about that again, as that's the hype machine builds up for that particular release. But yeah, that's 4 issues down now, mate. It's fun and it's interesting to go through all this stuff, as we always say, and there's some genuine surprises in there and how they report a lot of this stuff, isn't there?
Aye, just how they report the stuff, mate. But it's kind of interesting watching. You're seeing the magazine kind of evolve in its tone. You know, they're already get their kind of backs up. They're very defensive about Saturn. You know, already. They've moved on from the tone of Sega magazine. They've left the previous generation behind. It's fully Saturn focused now. And of course, we're still waiting on the arrival as editor of Mr. Ledbetter. That's still to come in due course. And that's where the magazine really took on its own identity, I think.
It did, mate. It really did. So looking at, yeah, as I think that happens later on in the year. So as I said, it's great to kind of relive this, and we know how the story ends, but reliving the journey as it unfolds is really part of the intrigue here. So viewers and listeners, hope you've been enjoying this. Hope you've been picking up your copy of the PDF and reading along with us, or you've been enjoying the hopefully the larger window on the podcast on YouTube is helping out. But mate, as always, been a fantastic chat with you, so thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, mate. Enjoyed it as always.
Yes, so if you've enjoyed it, viewers, listeners, especially if you've been on YouTube, give us a like and a subscribe. And if you want to be extra mega, why don't you become a member, with our membership starting from just 99 pence, each coming with a bunch of awesome perks. Our Akira All Access members get previews to every single video that goes live, with our premium tier getting access to all podcast premieres such as this one. And our Akira All Access members do get their names read out as a very special thanks, as my good friend James is about to do right now.
Certainly, thank you very much. Our Akira All Access members for today's show, we have G-Man, Stiff Peak, I Am Mikowski, Craig Williamson, Resident SD, P-Wall, Peter 007, of Nick Tulloch, Greg Matthews, Tom Fum, Kaiju Leviathan, David Owens, Drickass 0, Pablo Plays 98, Sancho 0813, Andy Mackey, or Mr. Big Mac as he goes by, Silver Spear 21. So thank you very much to all our members and subscribers for your continued support. Big push to get to 20k this year. Less than 4,000 to go. Well, 3,980 to be exact, but we can get there, mate. I'm still blown away that this channel has done what it has done, and it's amazing that so many people seem to resonate with the stories and the memories that we've got. So, no, thank you very much, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for your continued support. Even if you've just been watching and made your way all the way to the end, really appreciate spending time with us, listening to two pair of old guys talk about the classic days of Sega. And if you could hit that subscribe button, bring us towards 20,000 subscribers. Tell your family, tell your friends, the Sega guys are here. And until next time, we'll see you on the Sega side.
You got